Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Julia and I'm here today to do a reading for Aquarius. I do apologise. I know it's been a while, Aquarius, since I've done a video for you, but it's just how it is for me sometimes. This is not my job. It's just something I like to do, something I enjoy. I don't work anymore. I had to retire a couple of years ago because I've got fibromyalgia, so sometimes I'm not very well and sometimes I just have to prioritise other things in my life. So but anyway, I'm here today and I'm really looking forward to doing this for you. It's a gorgeous day here in the UK. It's a Tuesday. I had to think for a minute. It's a Tuesday afternoon here in the UK and it's beautiful. The sun is shining. The wind is cold, but the sun is shining. So that's about all we can ask for, really, isn't it? I love the sun to be out. It really perks my mood up and cheers me up. So I hope wherever you are in the world that the weather is kind to you, the weather is smiling for you. So today, what I'm going to do, this is just going to be a general reading. I'm going to be trying to tap into a collective. This is not a personal energy for anybody. Everybody's welcome. This reading is timeless. If you're an Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising or Venus sign, excuse me, you might find some inspiration or some messages here within this video. Or if you're cross-watching, that's entirely okay as well, but please bear in mind that sometimes the energy can be switched in that case. So yeah, I'm going to start off your reading today, Aquarius, with a wild unknown archetype card, and I shall probably have to have a little look at the book just to really get the messages fully from this deck. It's a deck that I've had for a couple of months and I've worked with myself, but I've not actually used it in a reading as yet, so it will be interesting to see what comes. I'm just noticing, looking at my camera, that the light seems to be flashing in and out. I'm not really sure why, because the light's not changing in my room. It might be something to do with the app that I'm using to record this on, so I do apologise, and I hope that it starts to settle down. I can just see it getting brighter and darker, sort of flashing in and out as I'm talking, so I do hope that calms down, as I said. If you like my videos and you haven't done so already, it would be fantastic if you would subscribe to my channel. And if you enjoy the video, please do give me a thumbs up. That would be wonderful. So Spirit, for Aquarius, please. The universe for Aquarius, please. If we could have a card for Aquarius that would have a message for them, or something for them to think about, something that they might need to know at this time. Something that would be helpful for Aquarius at this time. These round cards are even harder to shuffle than my usual cards. So for Aquarius, please, Spirit, what does Aquarius need to know at this time? Thank you. So, very exciting. What have we got for you? The Judge. Wow. So what's that? That's number 14, isn't it? The Judge. So, I mean, immediately this summons up lots of things, and this is a card actually that goes quite well, I guess, with an air sign, doesn't it? Because you're obviously ruled by your thought processes and your intellect and your mental kind of abilities. And the Judge fits really nicely in with that kind of energy, doesn't it? I think when I first look at this card and the word, the Judge, for me, it kind of brings up, I suppose, sort of negative connotations around the association of the word, the Judge. But it certainly doesn't have to be, does it? It's just somebody that is fair-minded. To be judgmental is a negative quality, I guess, but to be the judge, not necessarily. I'm going to have a little look in the book just to see what Kim Krantz has said about this card, because her guidebook that goes with this deck is, I think, one of the best guidebooks that I've ever had the pleasure to read, really, alongside a deck. So I'm going to have a little look just to see what she has said about this card. And here we are. Opened it pretty much straight away there. Some of the oracle cards that I have in my collection, the images on them are just really intuitive, and you can get a lot of information out of the word and the images on the card. But I find with Kim Krantz's cards that it's not always that easy to intuit what she means from the pictures on her cards, so I do like to look at her book. So we've got here for keywords the critic, the diplomat and the advocate. The Judge has an incredibly important job. They work every waking hour of every day, helping us to discern what is safe, true and just. So when this archetype remains unconscious or is captivated by fear, wise discernment turns into painful judgment of self and others. There's a bit of self-sabotage there, isn't it? That's certainly a quality that I recognise in myself. Ironically, the Judge's energy can be the seed of racism, bigotry and fear-mongering. This is the Judge who is out of balance, building walls, separating us from each other. And there's a lot of that going on in the world today, isn't there, I would say, actually. It's a very timely energy, I think, to describe a lot of the fear-mongering and diversity type issues that are going on in the world. The Judge may be found advocating for civil rights causes, standing up for the underdog, providing resources for those in need, and forgiving again and again. Love is the deciding factor. Awakening this archetype is essential for the complex times that we are in, isn't it? Get your Judge in order, the world needs it. And we have here, Gandhi had an incredibly illuminated inner Judge. He was a lawyer. He practiced silence one day a week in order to hone his discernment while on his revolutionary path. The Judge's energy is contagious. When we feel judged, walls go up all around. And similarly, when we feel accepted, the entire world softens. That certainly resonates for me there strongly, that passage, doesn't it? That when we feel judged, our own inner defensive walls go up straight away, don't they? And often that kind of feeling can lead us towards wanting to attack or to judge others in return. What have we got at the bottom here? When it's light attributes, this is discernment, advocacy, right action and compassion. And when it's dark, it is critical punishing, unforgiving and wall building. And to go deeper with this card, she recommends looking at Osiris and the white feather of Mat. So some Egyptian stuff there. So yeah, I think in this little bit she's written here, this really resonates strongly for me at the moment. The Judge's energy is contagious. when we feel judged, walls go up all around. And similarly, when we feel accepted, the entire world softens. So, Aquarius, I don't know how you feel about this card. I don't know on what level this card is resonating for you. Whether you might perhaps feel guilty of judging others in some way, or whether you indeed might be feeling judged yourself, whether you felt defensive, whether you felt on the attack, whether you felt kind of under siege a little bit, whether you felt that kind of separateness to other people from having walls built around you or walls built around other people. They're very difficult energies, aren't they? Very difficult. So I think that's a really good card actually to kind of set the scene here for you, Aquarius. It'll be very interesting to see what we get with your tarot cards, won't it? How the rest of this reading kind of flows from that information there. So I'm going to use 2 decks of tarot cards. I'm going to use my Tarot of the Oppositions and Radiant Rider-Waite. And then I'm going to finish up the reading right at the end. I'm going to draw another oracle card just to see whether the universe has any advice for you about whatever we uncover in your reading, Aquarius. So, Spirit, please. What does Aquarius need to know at this time? What would be helpful for Aquarius to look at, to think about, to reflect upon? What might be some missing pieces of the jigsaw puzzle for Aquarius? That one wanted to fall out, so I'm going to take that one. Okay, so here we go. So the first card, we have Strength. Beautiful, and it's light attributes as well. So this is kind of digging deep, isn't it? This is the inner struggle. This is mastery of your own inner world. Your thoughts, your feelings, the way that you conduct yourself. It's all that kind of thing, really. It's kind of mind over matter. Yeah, that's a beautiful card to start with, and that popped out for you, didn't it? So that's lovely. What else do we have? We have the Ace of Cups in its light attributes as well, which is gorgeous. Strength card is Leo there, that's very fiery energy, and this is water energy, so this could be Cancer, Pisces or Scorpio. And this is new love, isn't it? This could be love for somebody else or love for yourself. This could be a newfound love and compassion for yourself. And if you remember with the card The Judge, in its light attributes, that was a card of compassion. So at the moment, I'm going to take this as this might reflect you and your relationship with yourself, Aquarius. And then we have the Devil, which has come out in its shadow, in its shade attributes. This is Capricorn, this is earth energy. So this is feeling limited, feeling bound, feeling stuck, feeling trapped. This can be extremes of behaviour and thought. This can be this can be all kinds of things, can't it, that us human beings fall foul of in our life. Many addictions to people, to things, to substances, to food, to social media. I mean, the list is endless, isn't it, really? We have the Hermit. I love to see the Hermit come out, and he's come out in his light attribute, so that's lovely. This is Virgo. And this is our third major arcana so far, isn't it? So this is somebody who, like Gandhi, actually, from the Judge card, is somebody who is taking a time out, somebody who's looking at their own inner wisdom, their own inner discernment. It's like they've removed themselves from people, from society, in order to gain some kind of enlightenment, some kind of wisdom. So there is the need for space, there is the need for peace and quiet, for contemplation. Yeah, and I can see that here already, actually. This is all kind of inward stuff, really, so far. So we have the Page of Cups, and he's come out in his light attributes, which is lovely. So this is a very playful and youthful, emotional energy. This is somebody who's learning about life, about relationships, somebody perhaps naive, perhaps quite innocent in their approach, but certainly their heart is in the right place. I don't know whether that resonates for you or somebody else perhaps in your life, Aquarius. And then lastly, so I'm just going to pull 6 cards actually. We've got Death. Wow. And Death is in his negative attributes here. This is Death in his shade, in his shadow. Normally when we look at the Death card, we're looking at the horizon, aren't we? We're looking at something ending and something beginning, you know, the sun rising, a new day, a new dawn. But Death in his shadow attributes is being stuck, isn't it, really? Being stuck in that energy of loss and endings, and not being able to see very clearly perhaps the way forward. There's a kind of poverty about that card. What have we got at the bottom? We have got the Queen of Wands in her shadow attributes also here. So this is fiery energy. This could be Leo, Sagittarius, or Aries. Sorry, I went out of my head for a second there. But she's in her shade attributes here. So this is somebody who's well aware of their power and their energy and their magic and their big, beautiful personality, but somebody perhaps who might be a little bit manipulative also. Somebody who perhaps is not using their good powers and their good energies for the betterment of other people, but maybe perhaps just for themselves. And as I said, this is at the bottom of the deck, so this is what could be potentially hidden about this situation. It could be what you're potentially not aware of, or it could just be the real crux of the matter. And if we took it as being the real crux of the matter, it could be that there is somebody in your life, Aquarius, that just is being false. Somebody who perhaps is judging you. Somebody who you might feel perhaps in some way in a kind of codependent relationship with, or somebody that you might feel that you have to I don't like to say that they're bullying you, but it it could even be an element of that, that there's somebody here in your life that is just not treating you kindly, that somebody that might be two-faced, that might have their own best interests at heart and not yours. They're not acting compassionately. It could be that there's somebody quite critical in your life. Or indeed, this could, Aquarius, be you. It could be that something has happened in your life recently that has caused you to have to take a long, hard look at yourself, I guess. There's a lot of inner work here in these cards, but there's a lot of stagnation as well. There's a lot of things not quite being as they seem, of stagnation, perhaps even of not forgiving and not being able to move on. You know, I said about this card here, the Judge, didn't I? That this is a card, this represents the part of us that will forgive over and over again, because this card in its light attributes is about harmony, right action, compassion, things being fair, things being balanced, of wanting and needing that harmony within your life. And looking at your cards here, there's not a great deal of that. I think you may well have found some of that within yourself, but I would say that you're struggling to find that within another relationship with somebody else, or perhaps you're just struggling to tame some of those more wayward impulses within yourself. You know, people can be addicted to all kinds of things. You know, the Queen of Wands here in her shadow attributes, you know, you could say she's addicted to her own vanity, her own ego, her own ability to just get what she wants, really, with no real thought for anybody else. And I'm feeling that very much here in these cards. And as I said, I don't want to sit here and be judgy. That's not my place to sit here and be negative or judgy about anything that I see in the cards. It's just that I have to read them as I see them. And you know, we've got the Queen of Wands and the Devil both within their shade. We've got Death within its shade. Yeah. Okay, I'm going to shuffle and I'm going to try and clarify these cards, because I think perhaps a few more cards may help me to try and work out what this is, to sort of unpick this. Because at the moment I'm not entirely sure really whether this is you feeling limited and stuck in your life because of somebody else or something else, or whether this is inner work. My feeling is that this is inner work. This is stuff that you need to work through yourself, Aquarius. My feeling is this is inner work. Something at some point in your life has kind of come to an end, and has left you feeling just stuck in a cold place, really, I think. I think you've been trying to find your way back to you, I think, to some kind of emotional harmony. Yeah. So Spirit, please, can we clarify these cards? Why are they here? What are you trying to tell Aquarius here? So we have the Six of Swords. This is Aquarius. So this is you. This is Mercury in Aquarius. So this is quite swift movement, isn't it? Away from dark times, away from troubles, into safer waters, moving away from things that are upsetting, I guess, things that are causing negativity and tension and upset. And we've got that here alongside the Strength card, which, as I said, is about digging deep. This is an inner struggle with yourself. We've got the Ace of Cups and we've got the Ten of Pentacles here. The Ten of Pentacles is Virgo, and this is also Mercury. So this is also about communication, swift communication, movement. This is the movement of people and money and industry, really, I suppose, community, family. And we've got that here with the Ace of Cups, haven't we? Okay. Why is the Devil here? Oh wow, and we've got the Star, which is you again, isn't it? This is Aquarius. I'm so pleased to see that here. Wow, and we've got that here with the Devil. Blimey. Whatever is going on, Aquarius, there's you. Oh, well, you're trying really hard to manifest something better and brighter for yourself. You're trying really hard. I'm just going to get the cards out and then I shall attempt to tell the story of these cards for you. Why is the Hermit here? We've got another page. This is the Page of Pentacles, so this could be Capricorn, Taurus or Virgo. So this again is a kind of youthful energy. This is somebody that's just sort of starting out in the world, finding their way in the world. Yeah. Why is the Page of Cups here? And we've got the Nine of Cups. So this is Pisces energy. This is Jupiter in Pisces. So this is emotional fulfillment, isn't it? This is having that kind of contentment, having those things that you want, that you need. Why is the Death card here? We've got the Two of Pentacles. This is Capricorn, this is Jupiter again. This is juggling. This is trying to keep different energies, opposing forces in balance. If we took it just very simply materially, this could be trying to balance your bank books, trying to manage your money, trying to manage your resources. But this also can be about trying to manage the varying energies within your life, of the sort of, can be even the kind of sacred and the profane, can't it? The things of your inner world and the things of your outer world. And we've got that card here with the Death card in its shadow attributes. What we've got at the bottom. At the bottom we've got the Eight of Cups. So this is Pisces again. This is leaving things behind. Maybe even leaving something behind that felt quite comfortable. But it's starting anew. It's a kind of fearless new start. So, Aquarius. There's a lot of movement here in your cards in some ways, but there's also a lot of stagnation. This is so curious, isn't it, to have the Star and the Devil here together, and the Devil in his shadow attributes as well, with the Star. I just wonder what that means for you, Aquarius. I think to be honest, what I'm seeing here is you have recently had to overcome either a side of yourself or a part of your life that really has not been very healthy. Something that has been quite toxic to you, quite keeping you, something that's kept you stuck in a certain energy. It could be sort of codependent relationships. It could be the way that you've let other people treat you in the past. It could just very well be that you've been trying to deal with the cycle that comes along with the Judge card here. This kind of, as I said, this kind of contagious, what did she say in her book? What did she say? This contagious feeling of when we're judged, that the walls go up all around us, and that when we feel accepted, those walls are softened. And I think that's what I'm seeing here. It's almost at the moment like you're just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Your walls go up, you feel defensive, and then you try very hard to bring some discernment and some clarity back to the situation, to calm yourself, to soothe yourself, to reassure yourself, and you feel more balanced again for a time. But I do see this as being something that you are flowing in and out of at the moment. As I said, I do feel that these cards represent you. I don't think that some of the stronger energies here represent anybody else particularly, Aquarius. I think that this is you. And I think that you've been doing a lot of soul searching. I think you've been doing a lot of inner work. I think you've needed to take some time out from certain people in your life, certain situations. But I think essentially still at this time, you are still feeling kind of stuck within this energy of back and forth, of a little bit of movement, feeling like things are starting to feel better. You know, the walls are coming down. You're feeling a little bit more open, a little bit more trusting, a little bit more forgiving, having a little bit more compassion towards yourself and other people. And then something happens again, whether it be internal or external, big or small, but something again happens that leaves you feeling shut off again. It leaves you feeling defensive again, leaves you feeling kind of hopeless again, I think. Yeah. I mean, we are ending your reading here, Aquarius, on the Death card in its shadow attributes, and the Two of Pentacles. So as I said, I think currently you are kind of stuck and feeling quite hopeless about this stuckness. Yeah, let's have a look and see if the universe has some advice for you about this situation, because I don't really know what else I can say, to be honest. This theme of the Judge has run very very strongly as a thread throughout these cards here. I feel that you felt very strongly judged by somebody recently, or perhaps this is a lifelong kind of theme within your life of feeling judged, of feeling separate, I guess, feeling separate from the people around you, feeling different. Yeah, I think from what I'm seeing here, you've spent a lot of the time in your life feeling quite afraid of either what is within you or being afraid of other people and how other people affect you, how other people make you feel. I would say that given we've got the Queen of Wands in her shadow attributes here, if this is at all you, it's very strongly part of this devil energy here. I think that perhaps you felt that you've had to be somebody else in order to make your way in life, that if you were to be yourself, you would be judged, you might be rejected. And perhaps you've not let people see the real you. Perhaps that's what you're in the process here of trying to undo, trying to unlearn, is some of these habits. Perhaps that's what I'm seeing here with the Two of Pentacles and the Death card, is that perhaps you're trying to unlearn some of those behaviours that we learn very, very early on in life. They're very protective, defensive energies. Yeah, it could be that you've really not ever really felt that you could just be yourself and be accepted and loved for being you. There could be a very lifelong pattern here of this kind of perfectionism and feeling judged by other people, judging yourself very harshly, not being very kind to yourself. But there's a shift here, Aquarius. There's definitely a shift. There's definitely movement away from negative energy. Maybe not quite as quickly as you would like, but there is definitely movement here. So Spirit, please, if you have any advice for Aquarius about these cards, about the way forward, thank you. So we have be decisive. So that's a bit of a sort of Ace of Swords type energy there, isn't it? Be decisive. I think that's good advice, isn't it? We've got the Two of Pentacles here at the end of your reading, which is not particularly decisive. It's going back and forth a lot on things. Yeah, let's have a read from the book of this one as well. Number 19. Are you second-guessing your decisions? Are you reflecting on choices made in the past and wondering why in the world you would make them? Are you being wishy-washy rather than acting decisively? Are you going round in circles? I can see that here. It's what I said earlier, isn't it? That you take a few steps forward, you start to feel a little bit better about yourself, and then something happens, or something either internal or external to you, but something happens and you're kind of back to square one again, aren't you? So you must feel like you're going round in circles. So your soul's lesson is to take up the tools of discernment to help you make decisions. Start by narrowing your options. What's important to you today? Keep it simple and direct. Next, examine how you spend your time and eliminate what doesn't serve your immediate goals. Don't satisfy everyone else's demands first. Resist the fire of disapproval and stay true to your priorities. You may be unpopular, but you'll gain respect, especially your own. Your divine helpers will be on hand to support you. However, if you refuse to commit to your priorities, ignoring everything else, you'll have no power and will continue to be overrun by the world. The ball is in your court. Do you know, that's a fantastic card, isn't it, to have come out at the end? I'm glad I read this. I would have never got all that information from just be decisive. But I can still see that energy here. We've got that here with the devil, haven't we? There is quite a lot of wishy-washy energy here, I guess. Yeah. Examine how you spend your time and eliminate what doesn't serve your immediate goals. You're doing that, aren't you? This is happening here. That's what the Strength card is, the Ace of Cups, the Devil, the Hermit, the Death card. You know, it's all here. Don't satisfy everyone else's demands first. Resist the fire of disapproval. So that's what I said, isn't it? That it felt very strongly that there might be a kind of energy here that of people pleasing, of not allowing yourself to be yourself, to be authentic to yourself, kind of having a face for the world, having to live your life according to other people's rules, perhaps even. Not feeling in control of your own life, not feeling in control of your own decision making. So, with Be Decisive and the Judge, this is not a harsh energy, this is a compassionate energy. This is about discernment, right action, compassion, and being decisive, having courage in your convictions, which we had right at the very start here, didn't we? You know, I think that's what this card is here, the Strength card. This is having courage in your convictions. So there we go, Aquarius. I'm going to leave it there. I feel that I could ramble on a while about these cards, but it's been nearly 45 minutes, so I'm going to leave it here. But yeah, have courage in your convictions, Aquarius. You've been doing so well, I can see that here. And just because you stumble sometimes, and just because you feel stuck and you feel like you might be going round in circles, there is forward movement here. There's moving away from troubled times. There's forward movement. And you need to just have some courage in your convictions, I think, and be kind to yourself, Aquarius. So there we go. I do hope that that resonated for some of you. I do hope that you enjoyed that video and it's given you something to think about and reflect upon. If you like my style of readings, please do give me a thumbs up. And if you haven't done so already, it would be fantastic if you would subscribe. And I hope to see you again soon. Thank you, Aquarius.